Gravy, baby.
Well, welcome to Gravy Baby, everybody. We have a heat-exhausted DJ Lewis in the hizzy for shizzy.
Hey.
I'm glad you're alive. You shaved the sides of your head for everybody not watching on YouTube. It was very jarring. I said he looked like a young Republican. It freaked me out.
You young Republicans look like this?
No,
What do they look like?
I don't know. No, they're like no. They're like at this point they're like what 22, very frail, usually very skinny. They because it's now isn't that the big thing is there's like they're like it's Gen Z, right? There's the real young ones.
I'm out of the loop, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm in those chat rooms to be looking at everybody's profile picture.
Yeah.
But just the ones that are allowed on the social meds, those are the only ones I see. But the skinny white guys who are like, women suck. Why won't nobody fuck me?
Right. That old chestnut.
You know?
Yeah. I'm the most annoying person ever. I wonder why no one likes me. Yeah.
Which is wild. I was talking about this ranting about it last night, where it was like with the male loneliness epidemic, it's like, I don't even remember if I talked to you guys about this on here, but it was like, you're the one that doesn't want any chicks at the party. Like, and then you're mad that there's nobody to fuck at the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should want chicks at the party because it makes the party better.
They want the chicks at the party. They just don't want them to talk. They want them to be subservient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want them to be, they want them dressed up like, what are those little bunny suits? I wonder if that still plays.
Oh, the old Playboy bunnies, like the little with the little ears and the little tail, but they were just like a pink. It's like a pink, I don't know, like a baby's onesie.
Yeah, that's always weird, wasn't it?
Yeah,
serving cigarettes and stuff like that. What a weird thing. What a weird pagan thing too. It's like totally pagan, like yeah, so weird. Everything's
do you think
pretty cool and normal.
Do you think now this is obviously all speculation, do you think Hugh Hefner was pagan? Do you think Hugh Hefner was into it? Or you think it was just the superficial, we fuck like rabbits, you're my Playboy bunny? Like, do you think it's something like on a surface level like that?
Yeah, I don't think it was like any kind of, I think it was more like we fuck like bunnies kind of thing. And like, it's cute. I mean, a sprinkle of hedonism if you want to but I don't think any conscious thing, whatever subconscious thing that it was, it's totally different. Then again, he could totally be Illuminati. I don't really know not much about him.
I mean, he's dead now, right? So at this point, it doesn't matter. But yeah,
there's never a personality that that ever made me that I was ever interested in.
I think he was also just too old for us. Like he was definitely like he was big in the 70s, like that was when he was like young enough to like really matter. Once you get like to the 80s, that was the big hair shit. I remember because that was the first time I ever saw hair on a pussy. It was at my uncle. I was at my mom's job, and she worked for my uncle's plumbing company, and he had a Playboy calendar, and I'd never looked at porn. I was probably like 9 or 10, and I was in there supposed to be helping my mom make copies and organize her files because I had summer break. And then I just would walk to my uncle's side, his office, because it was like a small building that they shared. So there was like a shed and then the small office part where it was just like there was like a half wall that separated my mom's office from him. And I would walk over to his side, and then there would be like, wow, that's but it was classic Playboy because you didn't see anything, you just saw the hair. So I was just like, what? And then I was like, oh no,
like
is something wrong with me? I don't have hair on mine because I'm a child at the time.
See, dude, I totally took it. It was so weird because, like, what I remember seeing was like some lady playing tennis. You know,
Yeah.
saying with like her bush out and her fucking like a headband, like a sweatband on. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck do adults do? Like, this is crazy.
Who plays tennis completely naked? I'm worried about my head sweating, but not my pussy.
Get out there in a canoe. Yeah, dude, it's so crazy. In a canoe with a big headdress on, like the whitest lady ever.
Whitest lady ever.
So weird. Yeah, dude, it's such a weird.
Some pink nipple
so
bitch wearing a fucking Native American headdress.
Yeah,
you guys shit talking Burning Man again?
Yeah.
Drew Morgan, ladies and gentlemen.
Came in with the heat. Is that what you guys actually? I'm at a festival. What are you talking about?
No, we're talking about old Playboy currently. It started. I was making fun of the male loneliness epidemic, and then it was just like chicks at the party. You need chicks at the party, and then he was saying they don't want chicks to talk, and then it came onto like Playboy in the Playboy outfits, how they used to wear the bunny outfits, and then I was saying that like because of Playboy, that was the first time I ever saw Bush. Was my uncle had a Playboy calendar and I think I was like 9 or 10 maybe, and I went to work with my mom, and I went over there I think probably to get a file or something, and saw hair on a pussy for the first time, and then I was like, oh shit, I think my pussy's broken. It doesn't look like that, because again we're talking about classic Playboy, so you don't see any labia, you don't see any of the bits, you just saw the bush.
Yeah, and furthermore, like the real point I wanted to make was that Hugh Hefner was never a personality that I thought was like cool or fascinating. Larry Flynt, on the other hand, like, dude, that guy was fucking rad. He was fucking
still in the government.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking rad. Have you ever seen The People versus Larry Flynt?
No.
I have. I've often wondered if we looked into it, we'd be unpleasantly surprised.
Oh, he was totally the
He was definitely begging 15-year-old, but he also hated Jerry Falwell.
Yeah, they got shot by. Yeah, it was an assassination attempt. Went inside the court, told them all to go fuck themselves. Goddamn. Yeah, Larry Flynn was rad, dude. Way radder than fucking Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner was always just this fucking kind of just this rich dude that kind of seemed sleazy and kind of like.
They're both sleazy. One's just owning it better. Like one's better. I think they're both sleazy. It's just that one of them is hiding it better, but since you know he's hiding it, it's grosser.
Right, because you're like, how much are you hiding, right? Meanwhile, Larry Flint's like, they're 15, I don't give a fuck. Fuck the government.
I'm in a wheelchair. This bitch shot me. I hope Jerry Falwell dies.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Dude, here's how I'd say it, because the literal friends. Hugh Hefner is the Bill Maher of sleazy sex people. It's like, it's not enough that you're a sleazy sex guy. You're also just like pretentious and douchey. I just realized I never had any sort of like affection for Hugh Hefner either, but I assumed that it was because he was old. I think when I was younger, I looked at Hugh Hefner and I thought, man, I bet my dad thought that guy was cool. But
see, that was what I brought up. I was like,
bet he didn't.
He's just too old for us to give a fuck about him, I think, as well. Like
I don't think my dad did, though.
If we were younger, I feel like because he kind of revolutionized the porn industry as far as that goes. Like like, you know, whatever. I'm not trying to like give him more credit than necessary, but he made naked people mainstream more so than anybody else.
Talking about whether or not he's cool, I think, not whether or not.
And that's my point. Is like, I think if we were born in this like in the 60s and came up in the 70s, he would have been cooler because we would have saw that. But older,
and I say no. I say maybe a little bit. I think I'm in the most danger of it. I think he's Bill Maher. We are in the era.
You're just
of Bill
saying
Maher.
that because he kind of looks like Bill Maher.
No, they used to hang out. They're like best buddies. That's what they look like too. They have the same grooming habits and probably the same fucking surgeon.
I was gonna say I think it's like Parent Trap. I think that Bill Maher.
What I'm saying, Carmen, is we came of age in college wise, or around that era when Bill Maher was at his height, and I don't think any of us were super impressed by it.
No.
I think that Hefner did have a big following, but I think a lot of people saw through him even in his day, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, dudes didn't. I mean, he still gets exalted. So,
Right.
you know
Well,
what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
I mean, there were dudes that didn't, and that would have been one.
There were also dudes who were a fan of his work, but didn't try to act like he was necessarily the coolest guy. Like that, you know what I mean? They'd be like, yeah, he's always like hanging out with jazz musicians, but they can tell he's racist. But I do love the magazine. You know.
You know, I will say, this is probably the only positive thing I will say is in old Playboys, they have some of the best fucking interviews with like comedians and shit like that. And I think it's because it was at the time the only publication.
You hear that, Mom?
I know nobody's getting Playboys for the interviews, but because I collect old
I'm
ephemera.
supposed to be here alone, and someone yelled back.
But they had all these great like interviews with Carlin and not Bruce, but it was like Kinnison and like Pryor. They had all these cool interviews with comedians, and I think part of the reason is because when you're selling pictures of pussy, you don't really have to be censored. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was way better. As far as the questions that they were getting asked. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a Rolling Stone where this is basically an all ages magazine. So you have to you're going to have to, censor it in some way.
I don't know, man. Hunter S. Thompson wrote for the Rolling Stone. I don't know. It was a different time. CIA, we won't get into it, but there was a lot of that too.
We can get into it. Everybody on this podcast loves the CIA or loves talking about them anyway.
Right. That's my only point was that I love CIA. I love law enforcement. So glad that we have them. And that was my point.
But wait, what does the CIA have to do with Playboy?
That's been DJ's point for a long time.
Exactly.
If you get into it, if you really listen, if you know where to look, man.
Mm-hmm.
You've ever seen it.
What does the CIA have to do with Playboy, though? I don't know that.
Exactly.
Nothing.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We should Google it.
I'm on a podcast right now. Can you give me the Cliff Notes?
I think that's the bit, Carmen, is that he's not going to. Do your own research.
Got it.
Totally not.
Fair enough.
Do your own research, Carmen.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I bet this is so crazy. Is like if you went through like old Rolling Stones things, you would definitely find Playboy stuff. You'd probably find some like crazy fucking interviews with like probably some real outlandishly terrible people.
Sure, but that's what I'm saying is with the lack of censorship.
I mean, people like Arlen Specter and fucking Alan Dulles is like fucking crazy. Like I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Dude, I bet Kissinger has an interview with Playboy.
I guarantee Kissinger does, dude. I was just that's exactly who I was thinking about.
But that's to some extent that's a product. Well, how am I trying to say this?
Of the CIA, Drew, exactly what I'm saying.
To me,
it's a mass manipulation. It's called Operation Mockingbird. So I won't get into it.
Yeah, well, I can tell you don't want to. Real bad. It's all clear. I was just gonna say it's a little bit of a chicken and egg thing for me. I even had this feeling a little bit when like Legion of Skanks, which is a podcast that many of our fans have no idea even exists. Like they had on that Milo guy. On the one hand, I was like, man, what the fuck are y'all? You don't need this, and it's not your area. On the other hand, I'm like, but I understand your point of view, which is like, well, we do things for attention. That's quite literally what our job is. So I'm saying all this in the sense of like, sometimes I'm like, damn, was Playboy just like okaying Henry Kissinger if they did interview him? Or was it just like, no, like their job was to interview people and show titties. I'm aware of that. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like the platforming thing versus like, all right, do we just not engage with this powerful guy who murdered all those Cambodians?
Right. Well, that's all I was saying
Okay,
is like
that's a
there was some
doctrine.
rad interviews with comedians, and I feel like it's because people who are getting interviewed by Playboy are gonna cut loose a little bit more than if it's for fucking Newsweek or even Rolling Stone or you know, a local publication or whatever the fucking case may be, or Arts and Leisure, just any other Better Homes and fucking Gardens. Look, if we're going really far back, I just imagine if you're chatting with someone interviewing for Playboy, you're going to be a little bit more fun, so to speak. That's all I meant.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't have better questions.
That's that part. Because you have the freedom to. You don't have to be like, so what's it like to do the thing you've been doing your whole life?
When
I
did
fucking
you
hate that
first
question.
enjoy and learn that you wanted to do comedy?
Yeah. What's it like being a woman in comedy? I fucking hate that question so much.
Name your top 3 cocaine dealers.
Okay, this is an
I thought you'd
80s
never
issue.
Suave. I had one named Suave once. He wasn't really a coke dealer for me, but he did deal coke.
I had one named Ray, R-A-E, old Mexican woman.
Nice. Oh, I bet she was sweet.
She was.
That's cool.
I guarantee she was sweet.
Sometimes I would buy Xanax from Suave, and he would ask me about Rozzy, and it would make me feel really uncomfortable because he was being really sweet. He was like, "Yeah, man, I got a kid on the way. Like, you know, what's it like?" And I'm like, "Oh man, can you just give me these Xanax, dude? I don't want to think about that right now." See it
Just
in
try to
the
calm down.
yeah, dude. What's it like? I'm fucking on edge, brother.
Give me the Xanax.
I ain't slept in fucking 7 days. Is why I called you.
Well, I hope he's stacking and I hope he's safe. Because kids ain't cheap.
Yeah, I hope he's doing all that too. First, I thought you were talking about me, and I was like, stacking them? Like, what do you mean, like my Xanaxes? I was just taking my one so I could go to sleep, Carmen. It was a hard few months at the beginning, okay? I did kind of
I'm not
wonder what he
encouraging
thought
junky
about.
parenting. I'm not.
I know. But
As
I
a
did
person who
wonder
has
what he
have
thought
had to
about.
watch people's kids while they were fucked up, I don't recommend it because they're
Sure.
lucky I was a decent person.
I did wonder what he thought about me. Man, that probably could be a bit. I would die. Like I met him through a comedian friend before I had the kid and all that, and she was buying real drugs,
Okay.
party drugs, I guess is what I should say. Xanax is very much a real drug. It's very serious. I know that. Anyway, it's like funny, and now that I'm thinking about it in my head of like, he met me through a cokehead. I didn't say her name, so that's fine. He met me through a cokehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, hey, man, can I get 2 Xanaxes from you? No. I just can't sleep right now.
Yeah.
The baby's driving me crazy. My wife is laid up in the bed. That's funny. But I guess if he's a drug dealer, you know, it takes all types of people to make his business go.
That's true. That's true because it's not like you're not going to have a kid anymore, so you'll probably get more Xanax in the future.
Well, and also, he clearly wasn't judging me too hard because he was asking me for parenting advice. And
he's like, you're only getting 2. Most of the parents I know buy way more.
That's kind of what I was thinking, actually. I bet he was like, no, you actually are kind of, you buying 2 Xanaxes? Dude, I just sold an 8-ball to a father of 3 and his kids with it.
That was probably who I was babysitting for.
Car.
Anyway, Suave, what a cool drug dealer name, dude.
It's a great, cool. I knew a drug dealer named Spooks, Spooks, Spooks.
We don't like that, do we, DJ?
It's a white
don't
guy.
like it.
No, I mean I don't like it either. It was with an S.
Double don't like.
Yep, white dude, dreads, always wore a jester hat.
Oh, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's like a bad student film.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what a drug dealer is.
Yeah, he really seemed like it was like a Dawson's Creek version of what a drug dealer looks like.
Yeah, it does. I totally see like that.
Like that's who you would put in like a
Yeah.
coming of age story. Hold on,
my
man. I gotta go
drugs
see my
are
boy Spooks. I
kicking.
gotta go get some. I gotta go get some drugs
Yeah.
for the party.
I want to snort some pills right now.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm trying to do the Dawson's theme, but I can't carry a tune.
You guys got anything in your gravy about? Please don't ask me. Lord have mercy, don't ask me.
I'm gonna opt out too. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ. Okay.
I'll come up with something. DJ, go first. I'll just want to go
before
second.
you came here, and I don't even know if we got this on video. I guess producer Mark could let me know, but DJ has a sunflower the size of his fucking head.
Yeah, I've seen it in person. Hell yeah. Let's see it again.
Yeah.
Put it
Put it on there. Put it on there for the people watching on the YouTube. Oh, come on. Quit being a sunflower tease. I'm not kidding you. It looks like the size of his face, which looks larger because he shaved all of his hair off.
You can roast these things. You can roast. Oh, God.
The whole thing? I thought you just have the seeds. No?
No. You eat the whole thing.
No, I didn't know. I don't. What does it taste like? Look at that motherfucker.
Tastes awesome. Tastes awesome.
See? Bigger than his head. Bigger than his head.
All right. That's pretty good, Carmen. That's pretty good accent. Bigger than his head.
Bigger than his head.
Carmen, here's what's gravy for me.
Okay.
DJ's been fighting bees. Look at this picture.
Please send me that so I can put it in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it.
I put it in the Discord. I
Did
put
you?
it in there.
Okay, cool. Would you say you're a yellow belt? Would you say that? Would you say you maybe alternate between a yellow belt and a black belt?
Pretty good.
No.
Pretty good.
The bees won. God damn it, the bees
Don't you
won.
foo-foo this. We're having fun. Don't foo-foo it.
No, I'm at just started. I'm a novice, and
I didn't even know you had bees.
Well, I tell you, I found out I did. The hard way. I didn't
know either, Carmen. These aren't farmed bees. These are farm bees.
Oh, I see. So they chose to live there.
Yeah, he didn't choose the game. The game chose him.
Gotcha. Listen, sometimes you can't help it. So did you move the queen and all that stuff? Is that what you guys are trying to do?
I let it. Still trying to get to it. There's more than one nest, and it's all got to go down. It's gonna take a while, and it's gonna be a lot. But I got time, and I love fucking project. So it's a whole ass project. If I get these bees out of here,
dangerous one too.
A bunch of pesticide.
There's a lot of dopamine there. That's exciting.
What?
I said, and it's a dangerous project, so there's a lot of dopamine there.
I mean, maybe get dehydrated as hell, fucking falling out from fucking.
No, this is you post bee fight talking. Pre bee fight, you was sending us pre bee fight photos. You was full of dopamine, son.
That's
you
what
was
I'm saying.
Fired up about these bees.
He's all drained right now.
Think you're about dopamine. Wait. Is dopamine the good one?
Yeah.
I don't feel like y'all
into
my text the way
Well,
that
no,
I was
serotonin. I mean, they're both good, but
hold on. On the way in, you didn't have excitement. On the way in, there wasn't like a ooh. We're not talking about afterwards.
Not after the bee stings.
Sure, of course.
That's reality. Nobody likes reality. We're talking about
we're talking about the project.
The excitement of this, how you were going to become one with all these bees and they were just going to miraculously move when you came in there. Listen.
Well, it is like by the time I move these bees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I do meld psychically with them and the mother bees and stuff like that, I will be able to control them, sort of like an X-Man. That's going to happen, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. Do you think you can sick them upon my enemies if I prove to you in a court of bees that they deserve it?
Yes. See that fucking drone swarm down here. Drones versus bees.
What's going to be great is you're going to be able to actually fight the drones because all of the bees are all going to pick you up with their little feetsies. And it's going to be like up with all the balloons. And you're going to be able to fight those drones.
Dude, you just made me so happy, Carmen. Imagine DJ floating through the air with his bee homies carrying him and just kicking drones out of the sky. You can't spy on me.
See, what they do is, what a bee does is it comes by and it leaves a little scent on you, right?
Mhm.
A little scent on you. And all the bees know to sting you. So what I'll do is I will harvest this bee scent,
Mm.
right? And it'll be like, you know how Spider-Man has that goddamn motherfucker
Yep.
on his goddamn slinger on him? It won't be slinger webs. It'll be goddamn bee scent.
Yeah.
Bee. And so when I see a drone, I'll squirt that motherfucker right where it's fucking, right where the sensor is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll clog that up. And then the fucking, you know what I'm saying, it'll get all crazy.
That is where I was gonna say, this is where we cut to him throwing bee scent on me and shoot me with a potato gun as I sprint through his field.
God damn, the potato full of bees. Man.
Yeah, that's gravy as fuck.
That is pretty gravy, dude.
There is a lady on TikTok that I love that all she does is relocate bees. So she does it like step by step and shows you how to do it. You have to find the queen. You put her in a little gator clip. You set the clip in the place that you want her to go, and then over time they'll find her because they can't exist without her. And then they all follow to the new place or whatever. But
she's a bee mover.
yeah, she's a bee mover.
It's like me and Nessie.
Mm-hmm.
Can't live without her. Move her to the new place, and I just follow.
You know, let me look at my gratitude list, and I'll tell you guys.
You got a gratitude
some
list?
gravy. I have a friend.
Gratitude, and that's right.
Yeah, I have a friend who's in recovery, and he does gratitude lists,
Mhm.
and he starts sending them to me in the morning, and I'll send him one back. Oh, this ain't on there, but I want to talk about this.
Okay.
I thought that Bob Villain, which is a duo with a very clever name out of the UK, they're a punk rap group who got, quote unquote, in trouble for chanting death, death, death to the IDF. I thought that their response to that was one of my favorite ones I've seen in a while, which was basically like, we don't matter. This isn't about us. This is a distraction. They're using us as a distraction. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that hit for me. All right,
yeah.
I'm going to find one.
You said Bob Villain, and I thought you were talking about Bob Vila and didn't know how to say his last name. And then you were like, oh, it's a punk. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. A punk band would call themselves.
I have now convinced myself that they thought it was a play on Bob Vila's name, and then later figured out it was also a play on Bob Dylan's name. Here's a good one. Rozzy's in his mimic phase. So he repeats.
Ooh, give me some of the good ones. Top 5 best
bullshit.
things. Bullshit.
Bullshit is I was like, Rozzy, say bullshit. And he went, bullshit.
Bullshit.
And then he went, and I don't think he did this on purpose. He may have. I swear to God. Then he was like trying to mouth it, get used to it. And he went, poopy. Because he puts E on the end, daddy, mommy, Rozzy, baby, uppy, foodie, bye.
Yeah.
So he was like, bullshit, poopy.
Ooh.
It really destroyed us that he got there.
Poopy. Hell yeah. I thought he was going to go boo shitty.
We're going to get to that one. Surely he'll say bullshitty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, fried bologna biscuits, that's what's gravy for me. I've had probably 7 in the last 10 days.
Okay. Maybe take a break. I get that.
Norman, listen, I know that you've been through tragedy, and so you've been out of it. And I'm not trying to compare. You've been through hell and death. Life has been rat fucking me for 2 straight weeks, and I'm eating my fried bologna biscuit.
I just mean space it out. Drink some water. It's a fuck ton
I'm
of sodium.
spacing it out. I said 10 in 2 weeks. That's 4 off days. 5, actually, because I had 2 one day.
Okay. Thick cut, or are we talking about thin crust? And what is the fry on these bitches looking like?
Yeah, okay. So I got 2 gas stations I go to, DJ. I'm so glad you asked. And one naturally does a thick cut. Now, it's not overly thick. I hate that. I hate the gimmicky, we got the thickest cut bologna. Well, then you got raw bologna in the middle.
Yeah.
It's warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got a solid medium thick with a good crisp up at the gas station that's farthest. Close to me, if I ask them to do it thick, they will, but I let them do it the way they do it. They'll go thin, but then I get 3 pieces of bologna, which means there's more crisp for my crunch.
That's probably going
Also,
to be more my vibe.
Their biscuits are better in a classical sense. They're fluffier, they're lighter, they're going to remind you of something. The other ones, though, have so much butter in the recipe that they can't fluff it all. But let me tell you something, Tom. If you're just eating bologna between 2 slabs of butter,
you doing mustard? You doing mustard on it, motherfuckers? Not on the buttery one.
you're not going to like it. But it's who I am in my heart.
Oh, shit.
I get the strawberry jelly packet.
I love it. I love it.
No, see, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like the sweet.
And I get 2 of them. Sometimes, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll get a chocolate milk.
Wow.
Wow.
Usually, I get the regular milk.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Throw that trash.
I
Throw
didn't
that
know
trash
people
away.
just still drank regular milk. I thought that was like something from the 50s.
You know,
I didn't
it's
know
like
people...
LL Bean. No one likes it, but we're all doing it. You know, been around Eddie Bauer, been a brand of clothing for a long time. There's a lot of, what do they call them? Milquetoast white people out here keeping a lot of institutions alive.
And much like those institutions, they need to die. These people need to stop holding on to them. They need to fucking die.
Hey, I'll let you go that route with any brand you want, but you're not killing milk. Not on my watch, buddy boy. Those dude, it's also my son. That's who's keeping milk alive, dude.
Yeah.
He found out other types of titties have milk in them. He's like, there's different milks. Let me try them all.
Yeah, good call. Strawberry
milk. Strawberry chili.
Strawberry milk, yeah.
You with that?
I
like it. Brian loves it. Brian will drink from Weigel's a 32-ounce strawberry milk.
Jesus.
Yes, farting.
Wow.
Dude, just farting. And also he'll be like, and I give him hell to his face about this, so it's not shit talking. He'll be like, man, I ain't ate nothing today. I'm like, motherfucker, you just drank 800 calories.
Well, not only that,
you went to I ain't ate today.
You drank like a vat of cheese is what you drank. You drank a lot of...
And the sugar, Carmen. I don't know if you fuck with Weigel's strawberry milk, but in that
I've never
many
had
ounces,
it.
I don't know what the sugar to ounce ratio is, but it's more than 1 to 1. It's more than 32 grams of sugar. I bet he's rocking about 90.
Okay, but if you're making your own milk, are you guys powder or syrup?
Making your own strawberry syrup.
Shit, man. Yeah, strawberry definitely with a syrup. But chocolate, I'm calling powder.
Really?
Yep.
Man, I had both.
I think I've only ever really made chocolate. I can't remember ever making strawberry. I mean, I just now got a kid, and I haven't been a kid in a while. I remember
that was the last time I had any of these flavored milks. I haven't had unless we're talking about like a hot chocolate. I think, and even then, it's probably been 2 in the last fucking 20 years. So yeah, I'm not a big. Once I found out that we weren't supposed to drink milk as adults, I kind of just phased out drinking milk. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not poo pooing on it.
That's what
but
Big
it's
Almond
just
wants you to think.
I don't fuck with almonds either because there's I don't fuck with almond milk either because they.
I understand. I know about the milk thing, and I get the logic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very overstated. Now, I might be only speaking for white people.
Okay.
That might be, I know that, like, isn't it true, or is this one of those things that your grandma tells you because she's racist on accident?
Mm-hmm.
All black people are lactose intolerant as adults? That can't be true now that I'm saying it out loud?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds ridiculous. It's usually people, once you stop drinking milk for a while, if you go back to it, it's, I know. Next is going to be saying they all have sickle cell anemia. You're right, producer Mark.
You know what I just found out?
What?
But I did want you guys to know now. I did want you guys to know now that I'm thinking about it. And he was probably fucking with me. It was not my grandma. A black man told me that. But he was probably fucking with me. He was probably like, I'm lactose intolerant. All black people are. And I was just like, okay, Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, I think that's how those weird stereotypes ever fucking came about.
Yeah, because how many times have you ever run into a black man drinking milk to like even know that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To like question it or anything.
Yeah,
To be honest, family and fat Italians are the only people I've ever seen drink milk as grown-ups.
But then what about cereal?
That's different.
Cereal is not, because if you're lactose intolerant.
Oh, well, have I ever seen a black man eat cereal? Huh.
Yeah.
No.
What is this podcast turned into? Have I seen a black person do this? I mean, it sounds like a game show.
Well, that's what would make it weird, Carmen. We're just having a conversation led by curiosity and natural instinct. You're trying to exploit it, and that's where it gets uncomfortable. You're Elvis. We're just fans of we're just fans of R&B.
I'm just saying this is a way for them to make money off of white people. It's not going to be hosted by a white person.
Well, no, it's going to be hosted by Wayne Brady. Duh. DJ shaved for this pitch. We're going right now. Does your face feel cooler? Your head looks cooler.
Yeah. No. I do feel better. I will be growing it back out due to laziness and like a general lack of fucks to give. But
well, and also beard identity, which we discussed, and Carmen shat all over us in spite of being the only person who wears makeup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it on real. Once again, it's 100% that I don't like to shave. I don't have any concern about that. But when I was in that bee suit, I could not cool down, and I was like in a state of absolute panic where my beard felt like it was, and my hair felt like I was fucking dying. Like I was freaking out. Like I had a general fucking freak out.
You probably got a little bit of heat exhaustion.
I bet. I'd imagine. It's like around in the basement midday. Yeah, it felt crazy, dude. It was awful. It was fucking awful.
Yeah, dude, you got heat exhaustion. That's real.
And I bet that's why this morning I just on a whim I picked up some kratom, and I was like, I got some shit I could do around the crib today, and like fucking got the day off, and I'll fucking pop a couple kratom and fucking have a good time, right, dude? I immediately got sick as fuck, dude.
That is
totally dehydrated, right? Because I'm still dehydrated. Do I have like the potassium, none of that in me? Dude, I got so sick. It ruined my whole fucking morning.
It's the worst. It's one of the worst things.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
That is a great theory, and I do think it's the most likely one. I do want to offer you Andy's theory because, as people may or may not know, Andy's kind of a fiend about kratom. I mean, like, she doesn't take an amount that's dangerous, but she'd be taking it every day. So I saw her taking it, and I was like, oh, DJ did kratom for the first time, and you got fucking kratom sick. And she goes, what, did he try to do the amount he used to do? Is that what he did? And I was like, oh, I didn't think of that. He might have just
was
like,
that's like classic overdose story. Yep. Classic overdose story.
That is totally drugs. It's totally drug mentality. But no, I didn't, because back when I used to do it, it was just goddamn shovels of powder. Goddamn.
He's like, actually, I put kratom in my chocolate milk, powdered kratom. I like that green chocolate milk.
Oh,
yeah, so having shit all over me. Goddamn, have fucking green powder all over.
Yeah, he would. And he would laugh while he was doing it, and it would come out.
Yeah.
Like a little child.
Yep.
Producer Mark says with this new haircut makes it look like you throw axes recreationally, though.
Yeah, he's got a Viking thing going on in a good way.
See, but for me, it's not that. For me, it reminds me of the Godsmack era. There was a lot of dudes shaving the side.
Exactly what I was about to say. Yeah,
I think that's when the axe throwing as a recreational sport was born. Can we not?
No, it was way later.
That?
It was way later.
No, that's when it got popular. I think Gen X was doing it, and millennials monetized it. That I'll die on that hill with no research.
No research.
I'll die on that hill.
Centuries. We're gonna pin a centuries old fucking activity on Gen X. No, dude. No.
As a hobby, back in the day, it wasn't a hobby. It was how they got by. Yeah, you latchkey motherfuckers just running around in the yard, no supervision, drinking out of water hoses, throwing axes. It was all y'all.
Getting 50 ninja stars for like $5 at the flea market. And losing them all in the first day. Damn.
Dude, my brother's Gen X. I know what y'all were up to. Fucking punk rock, rap, throwing metal shit in the woods, porn in the woods.
Yeah.
Woods.
boomerangs
on
at
fire?
ranch. Huh?
Setting poop on fire. That was y'all.
Setting poop on fire, throwing boomerangs at rats at the city dump.
That one seems way more niche. I definitely never heard that one.
We got pretty.
I think
pretty
you might
local.
be just talking about you, DJ.
Yeah, we set poop on fire globally, but we were doing rat boomerangs locally.
Oh, stealing from the bowling alley, producer Mark says.
Yeah, we
They
didn't
went
have bowling alleys. They're back now, but we didn't have them.
Are they back?
They're back, dude. I've been going bowling. Me and Brian and our crew here been going bowling about once a month. We might get bowling balls. I got a bowling shirt.
Wow.
It's got my name on it. Andy embroidered it for my birthday.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Fun, dude. It's like a fucking $25 a head night out. All your friends. You can go and be completely sober and eat pizza, or you can take drugs with you. And I've seen people do it. It's like it can be any kind of night you want, and you have that thing to do, you know?
Sure. And it's also like I don't know how you're playing, but you might be hyper competitive, but it's also a thing you don't have to be good at to participate in.
Yeah. You know what? I think we got a nice mix. Me and like 3 of the dudes that are mildly competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably the biggest psychopath, but also the worst player. So that keeps it at a pretty good pace of like a little bit of shit talk, but no one's upset.
Right. Because it's the one good throw you had in the last 5 frames. So people are like, yeah, let him have this.
It's closer than that, Carmen. I lose by like 20 every time. Every time. I won on my birthday.
They let you win, is what you're saying.
No, I had the fucking game of my life, dude, and I was talking so much shit, dude.
Yeah.
I bowled like a 190.
Oh, wow. Okay. With the bumpers or?
Yeah. We had some ups, I'll tell you that right now.
What's funny is you froze right there like you were about to get really upset, and me and DJ both looked at the camera like,
Yeah, I was like, wow. Hit a nerve.
How fucking dare you?
You think I bowl with bumpers up? What the fuck?
Dude, especially because, like, I think that day I had off my...
Well,
my shorts matched to have banana. It's like, then I'm mad. I can be cut to that guy. I don't fucking bumpers. I take this shit serious.
You said you had a banana shirt with matching banana shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be that you can't look like that and then be taking anything seriously. There's no way.
Exactly.
That's how you get on the internet.
Just like that.
That's how you get Crazy Banana Man called Crazy Banana Man forever.
Yeah, Banana Karen goes nuts at a bowling alley, hurts a child. I will say I saw a video this morning. This was gravy for me. It was like male Karens, top 5 male Karens.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the videos had gone viral enough that I'd seen, I think, all of them but one.
Mm-hmm.
But it did occur to me watching them back to back to back. And this is definitely because of like patriarchy type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is so much funnier when a man loses it like that.
Yes.
Like, it's definitely because I've been trained not to expect it. You know what I mean? Like, keep your emotions in order, dude. But like when a dude's freaking out in public, losing his mind, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's great. One of the rare joys of life.
Rare
Seeing
joy.
a grown man completely lose his shit.
Yeah. And especially when you know there's no reason to. Like, you know, it might be about, he might have a legitimate reason, but that's not what set him off today.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines. It's like become a cliche, but it really is one of my favorite lines. This feels like it's about something else. It's so neutralizing.
Oh, it's also usually entirely accurate.
Yeah.
It's just
and
like,
if it's not, it just makes them matter, which is funny.
yes. But it's also usually, that's usually the case. That's usually the fucking case. Is like, we were just talking about this in like a group, like a hang the other day, and somebody was talking about how like they were like, and they were, I called her a bitch, And then somebody was like, well, that was when you were your narcissist ex, huh? And they were like, yeah. And they're like, so you probably wanted to call her a bitch, but she wasn't around to call a bitch. So you had to call the first woman that upset you a bitch. And they were like, oh, yeah, I never thought about it like that. But yeah, probably.
Oh, damn. Fuck. You got me again.
It's so like, it's the simplest thing and people do it over and over and over again. It drives me nuts that people don't notice the pattern.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Was this me? Did I tell you that story? Or are you talking about me?
No.
I'm kidding. Was a joke. I was just thinking about a character. It was like almost a Larry David saying of the guy who uses that phrase wrong or like on purpose. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This feels like it's about something else. No, it's not, Larry. It's about the fact that you called my 8-year-old a cunt.
Yeah.
That is what I'm mad about, not something else.
No,
how
but
that
the last
phrase
time we hung out, I specifically remember the way you I asked for a napkin and you passed me the napkin and you just threw the napkin at me. So I feel like this is not the first time that you have, so you're harboring some sort of, yeah, it's very much a curb moment.
That feels like it's about something else.
Yeah.
What do you think this is? Yeah, he hears someone use it on him, so he starts throwing it at everybody. I think this is about something else. No, it's not. Well, I don't know what time you guys started. I was going to tell everyone. I just posted an open mic set up on the Patreon. It is an open mic set, but I don't know what I'll ever do with these jokes. They're all about my brother. But I had fun. I look very ridiculous in it. My shirt started to roll up and my pants started to roll down. And I look like a fatter, drunker, older man than I am. Like I am a fat, drunk old man, but I look like a fatter. But I look like a fatter, drunk old man. Yeah, but I look like a fatter, drunker, older man. And it's also funny because that wouldn't have made me funnier with any other type of joke, but with this type of joke, it is actually kind of. It's like, man, this dude's. He needs to get it together. Actually. Anyway, I posted on the Patreon, patreon.com/gravybaby. There is like 7.5 minutes of stand-up up there that I can guarantee you none of you have ever heard before, I think.
Do you have any dates to plug?
Oh, I do. Thank you for asking, Carmen.
For sure.
I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee, July 25th. And then I think we're going to go to Kingsport or Johnson City the day after. I'm just now finalizing that. In August, I'm going to be in Denver at the Comedy Lounge. Let me see that weekend. The 18th and 19th of August. So July 25th in Knoxville, 18th and 19th of August, Denver. That's it. You know, I'm not touring much, but I am trying to prep my 2026 tour. Carmen.
Very nice. The pressing one is I'll be in Colorado Springs, July 11th and 12th. If you guys know anybody in Colorado that's willing to go to Colorado Springs, I'll be at Looney's Comedy Club. Please come and check me out there. And
Hell yeah.
I have varying dates in September in California, of which I forgot. And I think that's it.
You said most pressing. I definitely thought you said most depressing at first.
No, I always have good shows in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, seems like a cool place. BG, anything you want to plug?
I'm a giant walking food processor, continuously making energy and fucking evacuating it from my body in several different forms.
I love
So
it.
Shane Mouse, you got a Shane Mouse show coming up. All right. I love you guys. Ooh.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like